So some crazy stuff going over at the pre-sale for Snoopy Inu. Now, at the time you're watching this video, you might know a bunch more than we do right now, but I wanted to show this to you, especially because some of you might be searching, trying to figure out what's going on, that are trying to participate in the pre-sale. Lots of FUD, lots of stuff going on. I thought I'd use this as an opportunity to show you the real immense value of being in a community like our Tribe 100X, because we're talking about this during the pre-sale. So check this out. Things were looking good. In fact, for those that maybe were following, let me just go back here. So Snoopy Inu right now is in the pre-sale process. They gave their Dxsale link just a little while ago. People were buying in. There's about 630 BNB already in, but there was some weird stuff. Like, for example, they said they were going to give a bunch of information about the pre-sale, like what the maximum buy-in was, the hard cap, the soft cap, before they gave the Dxsale link, and they'd been doing a good job on communication. This was checking off all the marks for what we look for in our team, because we have a group of people that are in our Discord that go out and look for these and bring them back, and we discuss them and we weigh them against our crypto pre-sales criteria to see if there's something we want to participate in. Well, this was checking out. And so but we always want to keep watching, because things can change, and things changed quick here. When they gave the Dxsale link without providing information, they provided the information about the pre-sale, like what the maximum buy-in was, what the hard cap, soft cap, all that kind of stuff, after they gave the link a while, which was the first kind of weird thing. They turned off the Telegram group chat, left it off, no AMA. Now, again, sometimes those things aren't in and of themselves a sign that it's a rug pull or a scam or anything like that, but they're not great with everything else, with them not providing information. But and then it got even wonkier. If you go to the Dxsale link, and by the way, I'm not fudding this. I want to walk you through this. So listen carefully. This could be a legitimate project. This may not be. We don't know yet, but it's kind of want to help you see how to properly watch these and what to look for. So then you come into the Dxsale link, and there's some crazy stuff being said over here. And of course, you often see that. Like, you're going to see a lot of people, even with good projects. MiniDoge had a bunch of fudders. MiniDoge, people were saying it. So that's not enough in and of itself, but you still have to kind of take some of this in. And one of the big things that came up, and I don't have it confirmed. So that's the problem with FUD, right? It's not confirmed, but it was going around that one of the doxed lead devs is a paid actor from Fiverr. So that, the people that were talking on video and stuff weren't real. The people that were saying they were doxed were just paid actors. So that was a big thing that came up as well. What was a big red flag to me and quite unusual was the 25 maximum BNB contribution, a huge hard cap they were trying to raise. Hard cap 3,200 BNB, maximum contribution 25 BNB. So this doesn't look good, it doesn't match up well against our criteria. It did all, and I'm not saying it's not a good project. Don't hear me wrong. I'm saying that we do probability, and there are certain criteria that just always, either check out or something goes wonky at the very end. This was checking out on our criteria really, really well. I'll put a link below, by the way, to learn about our crypto pre-sale strategy, what the criteria are, and people that go through that process and learn that strategy can join our Discord group. But check this out. So we had this in insider picks, which just means it checked out. It doesn't mean you ape into it or not. And then in our insider chat, everybody was talking about this and talking about some of this weird stuff coming up. And then the last little turn of events is, and this is actually score some points for, Snoopy Inu, if it all, we'll see where it goes. But they'd addressed quite a few things. But then they said, and by the way, they were just saying, we're doing great, 529 BNB filled so far, like all this stuff. And then they finally came in and go addressing some horrendous FUD. Firstly, any remaining and unaccounted tokens have been burned forever. So they burned all of the dev tokens, therefore leaving no tokens to be dumped upon live launch. They're trying to address the FUD. Then they go, due to this unfortunate FUD, please plus multiple Telegram impersonators and groups causing confusion, fear, and questions, we believe it's best that we clear this FUD up and relaunch at lower caps. So a lot of people obviously were concerned about that 3,200 hard cap. So they're saying they're going to relaunch. And then they said, which was a surprise to me, once the timer finishes on the current Dxsale link, click claim refund and your BNB will be returned. So that was a big move and a surprise. Unfortunate events but at least we're being open and transparent and trying to maintain a fair and valuable project. So if that actually happened, that's a big move. If that actually happens, and I shared that in the Telegram group, that if they actually, when this ends in 4 minutes and 51 seconds, if people can reclaim their B&B, grab the popcorn, I'm going to give them a chance. Super interesting, because one of the top criteria that you'll learn about our crypto pre-sale strategy when we're looking for what to join for crypto pre-sales, you have to have unique criteria. And one of them is phenomenal communication. That's actually the top criteria. And we break it down, what that looks like, what that sounds like. Well, this would be an example of it. There's all this FUD. People are saying that the doxed devs are actually paid actors. Of course, I haven't seen any confirmation of that yet. It could be true. I don't know. And even if it is true, maybe their response about it is legit. I don't know. But this is a great move. Like, if it was a scam, why would they be allowing everyone to get their B&B back? Now, they haven't done it yet. They said they're going to do it. I don't know why they'd say they're going to do it if they're not. It's possible this is going to count 10 clocks at zero and they're just going to run off with everybody's money, empty liquidation some way. They said that they burned all of the tokens in their dev wallet. But you have to understand, like, there's so many different ways. A lot of you that have been around the block a few times, there's so many different ways that you can get scammed. So what you're really looking for is to see if this checks off in other ways, like what we're seeing right now. And so, grab the popcorn. If you've been following this one, let's see what they do. If they really reimburse everybody's B&B and do a relaunch with lower caps, if they address the FUD, I'm surprised they don't have an AMA right now. Maybe they just think it's going to be too negative, but you could mute everybody out and have one-way communication and address this stuff. Maybe they're not ready to do that. But anyway, I won't, a jury's not out on this one yet. I would just wait and see what's going to happen. And what I told everyone in my community, look, when you're looking at a project and you see a situation where, there's plenty of time, there often isn't, right? If pre-sales go too fast, I usually don't do them unless there's a lot of amazing things going on. Like MiniDoge, we got into MiniDoge. We saw MiniDoge before the pre-sale last week. Look for the link below this video if you want to see how we knew that we should invest in a MiniDoge and how our group worked together and we got in on that pre-sale. Did 100x in a few days, MiniDoge. But that one went in 17 minutes. So it still gave me plenty of time to get in. There are some, like Everrise, that pre-sale ended in like 3 minutes. And I decided not to participate in it, even though I was sitting there, I could have. And of course, it turned out to be a great one, right? I didn't do that one because it went too fast. I like to be able to assess. I like to be able to talk in our insider chat. This one was open for a very long time. People had time to discuss in our group. You have time to look at what's going on, what's going down. You shouldn't ape in. You shouldn't jump into pre-sales too fast, in my opinion. And if they go too fast because they're botted or whatever, unless there's something really unique going on, I just wouldn't recommend doing it. We have so many, and if you're in a group like ours, and again, I'll put a link below to learn about our crypto pre-sale strategy, and I'll put a link below about how we knew MiniDoge that launched last Friday was going to be one we wanted to jump into. And I just want to point out, like, there's so many advantages to being in this group, and this might look overwhelming, but this is like a chat where we're going back and forth saying, hey, what are you seeing? And here, somebody said that the actor is that was doxed is a paid actor, and I come in, I go, is that confirmed? And they say no. Then I go, well, then take it with a grain of salt until it's confirmed. But the 25 B&B max isn't any good. I said that's enough red flag for me that I wouldn't do it, even though it's not necessarily meaning it's a scam. I just wouldn't do it. And so we have these discussions, and it's super, super helpful. And that would have given anybody, plenty of time not to participate. Don't ever participate too fast. Like, you've got time usually. Well, if it's botted, you don't, and then you shouldn't really participate in it anyway, unless there's something really unique that tells you it's going to be a success. Like, for example, if they were devs that have a successful track record, for example, the MiniDoge dev team is well known, and they had a previous successful project. In that case, even if it's closing up fast, I might get into one. But if you don't know who the devs are in terms of their previous track record, just because they're doxed, it doesn't really mean anything. If you don't know that they're, if you don't know the dev team from a previous project, and you're not seeing that being discussed and shared, then if it goes too fast, you just shouldn't do it, in my opinion. There's so many of these. So we have tons of these, like every day getting dropped into the bucket, just tons of these. And then we have teams of people that vet them, and then we discuss them. And then the ones we like, we put into insider picks, but then we continue looking at them. We continue chatting about them because weird things can come up, right? Like what just did. But let's see if it might take them a little time here. If they're going to reimburse everybody, that's a big move. That's a big move. So let's see. Or are they just going to run off with it? I don't know. But I wanted to share this with you and just kind of talk about some of these things. You know, when you do this right, when you approach this right, when you compare this against like really key criteria that increase probability for success, like you can find out what we're looking at in the crypto pre-sale strategy. There's some free classes. I'll put a link below. You could join us in our, look, they got withdraw funds. They did it. So they're reimbursing, you know, so that, you know, grab the popcorn. That's a good sign. Score one for Snoopy Inu. I don't know why they would do that if this is a scam. So let's see how they address the FUD. There's been a lot of FUD thrown at them. They're reimbursing everyone's funds. They had 600 plus BNB. Super interesting. Hope to see you in our Discord, guys. It's super fun, super effective to be working with the team on these kinds of things. Totally different experience than being out there on your own.